like, just wasting time here.
There's so much clickbait out there, Jamie. It's like there's tons of articles like that.
You got to filter through them. I saw that, and I was just like, I just wanted to see the trailer.
I saw the trailer. It was good.
Yeah,
got me everything I wanted. Like, but dude, I've been watching a lot of Netflix lately.
Yeah. So
I did Jack Ryan. Well, that's Amazon, but I did Jack Ryan.
What did you think?
That's awesome.
It was so good, man.
Did you watch Last Kingdom?
Finished it. Yeah, it was good.
You guys,
it's pretty awesome.
Yeah, man. I finished it last week. I just been able to talk about it.
I just finished Peaky Blinders.
I don't know what that is.
I watched the first season of that. That was good.
Peaky Blinders is pretty good.
What's that about?
Early 1900s.
Ireland, right?
It's England.
Is it?
And
is that? I know.
They're like a gypsy gang.
I don't know if I don't know.
And like they have involvements with like
they're gangsters basically.
They're gangsters, but they like start from nowhere. It's pretty cool.
But what's the thing where they keep the blades in their hat or something?
That's why the Peaky Blinders, they blind people. They have razor blades in their like
in the brim of their hats.
In the brim of their hats.
I don't know if I'd
take it off and be like,
it's pretty good.
Like it's gnarly shit, man.
By the way,
it's not even. It's
Netflix,
good.
Netflix Punisher's coming out this week.
Yeah.
Yes.
Sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off.
Yeah,
18th.
Yeah, you're right.
It's Friday, right?
Yeah,
it's always Friday, and they're releasing some movie too on Friday. I forget what it was called. It's
what about the
like
Titans?
It's called Jupiter or something. Jupiter, Io. It's called Io. It's about the planet Earth. Everybody left planet Earth to go to one of the Io, the moon.
Oh yeah,
because of Earth is just dying.
But
somebody gets
space.
left behind, and they're like him and the guy that plays Falcon. Who plays Falcon?
Oh, Mackie.
Yeah. He's left behind with them. They're trying to get to the last ship that's getting
Anthony Mackie.
Oh, Tom Hardy's in Peaky Blinders.
Oh, really? How young is he?
That's right. No,
it's recent.
It's recent?
Yeah.
I thought it was done, Peaky Blinders. I didn't know it was...
they have one more season, I think.
And Gotham started this week, didn't it?
How the hell are you guys outpacing me on all this television?
And then I started Narcos.
Because I just hold babies all day long.
That's right.
I don't do anything else, dude. I just hold babies and not get sleep. So what the fuck?
Yeah, I started Narcos.
I was thinking about doing it. I'm afraid to get into Narcos.
I'm just gonna watch it. I'm cranking these out. I'm only cranking them out, dude.
You got like talk about fucking time.
I redid his term.
I'll be honest with you. So when I watched Lost in Space, I was getting like bored of it when I first watched it. I rewatched it.
You didn't like it? I loved it, man.
No, it was okay. It's my problem was
a lot better than the fucking movie was.
Yeah, for sure.
Better than the original show.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
No, for sure. It was just like dry at times where I like would zone out.
Yeah.
It wasn't.
I could see that the first couple because you didn't understand.
Was so drawn out.
But you didn't know. I thought when it all pieced together at the end, I thought it was quite nice because the flashbacks you started to make sense of them all at the end.
Yeah, I agree.
I was thinking about this because I watched Peaky Blinders. I think that's what Lost in Space should have done. Peaky Blinders did like 8 episodes, and even in the 4th season, they did 6 episodes. I think they could have shortened that Lost in Space up, and I would have enjoyed it a lot better.
Yeah.
They overdid it by a lot.
Yeah, British television is really good at that.
Yeah, it was like the way they did that, they got to the fucking point.
I don't even know if you brought up British television. I just started watching. You might make fun of me for this. Yeah, there's a show on Amazon Prime called Victoria. But it's BBC. It's from BBC. It's about Queen Victoria, so it's a history thing.
Oh yeah.
So I just checked it out, and I actually kind of got into it. You know what I mean? It's all
you dive into the history stuff.
Oh, I love it, dude. But there's a couple good actors in it, actresses and actors. It's got good reviews. So it's all about. I don't know if you know anything about Queen Victoria. She was the youngest monarch in British history ever. She was 18 years old when she took over.
Wow, could you imagine that?
And then she lived to like 90-some years old.
Holy crap.
It was all during the 1800s. So
that's when people were dastardly, man.
Yeah. So it was pretty hell. Like they tried to manipulate her and all that.
Yes.
So speaking of history, so overall, what'd you think of The Last Kingdom?
Loved it, man. I thought it was
awesome, right? How it was written?
I wanted to research it, and I still haven't done it. The history part.
The writing was really good.
Yeah, I'm just getting into the 2nd season. I'm enjoying it,
and I liked. It's really good. I liked how they were talking about how the history part that Uhtred probably will never be recognized. And that's probably the reason why, if I actually research this, there'll probably be no recognition of Utrecht.
Oh, you finished it, right? So okay, yeah. I know what you're talking about.
But I'm sure Edward, his son, is probably the king that probably unites England. I'm guessing. I wanted to do the research on.
Gotta think. I think
it was around that time.
Well, I
right?
think this is going to be the last season, or there's 2 more seasons. Because I read up about it. It was
Edward's Arthur's son, or is it Arthur? No, it's Alfred. Alfred's son. That's right.
There was a first king of England. I think it was a King Edward.
Yeah,
because I'm not sure. That's just liars. They suck anyway.
All right, we're like getting right into it. We haven't even started the show yet.
Oh, we got to get into box office, which broke $1 billion.
Yes. So let's just get into it, right? Hello and welcome to this week's episode of the Nick, John, and Jamie Show. I'm John.
I'm Nick.
I'm Jamie.
The boys are back
again.
I was so lonely in the basement.
I tried listening to you. You sounded like a Love Connection at night, dude.
Quiet Storm.
It's like, here's John.
I felt nice and calm. It's like he just jerked off. Yeah, he just creamed down here.
There's an empty seat over there. I wouldn't recommend.
I thought it was going to be 15 minutes. It was like 45. I was like, Jesus, man.
Yeah. Well, you get me wound up.
I think John just likes to hear.
Well, this guy's not short wind.
No, this is true. Yeah. He takes over the show all the time.
Yeah. Well, dude, I was totally fucking nervous about dead air. And then I didn't know, there's times when you're like, because when it's just the three of us, we're listening to each other and we're kind of thinking about what we're gonna say next, and there's little beats in between. I was like, fuck. But apparently I didn't have any trouble because it was like 45 minutes.
You didn't have my weird facts and his jokes?
It was a totally lopsided. It was a third as good as our show ever was. So let's get right into it. Weekend box office. Well, welcome back, boys. Weekend box office. The Upside. Upset. Aquaman.
Yeah. What was that movie?
It's Kevin Hart's movie with Bryan Cranston.
Yeah, that does look good, though.
It does look good.
It's based on a true story, if I'm not correct.
Is it?
I thought I heard it was based on a true. Don't quote me on that. No. I know you like to fact check me, John.
Fact check the shit out of you.
But I love Bryan Cranston. He's just the man, dude.
Yeah.
Walter White, dude. We're in.
I'm going to fact check you on his name because his name is Brian.
Brian, there you go.
Oh, shit.
He got me right.
I was going to be a dick. I heard it too.
This is what happens when I'm a couple weeks out,
I'm kind, though. I wasn't going to. I heard it.
Jamie's kind when I'm here, but when I'm not, he's really.
No, it wasn't.
He fruit boots you to death.
Yeah, right?
The fruit booting thing I did, but I was like, I was being easy on you. He was fact checking the shit out of you when you weren't in the seat.
You were apologizing as you were busting.
Yeah, I was.
I got like 20 apologies.
That's right.
I was motherfucking you while I was shaking your hand.
Well, The Upside came in at number 1. Kevin Hart was thrilled to death. I'm sure the Academy, the people that are the Motion Picture Academy,
them, dude.
We were like, we fucked up.
They're not even having a host, I heard.
Yeah, I heard something about that too.
Good. Nobody wants to fucking do that thing anymore.
Yeah, I'm glad that
show goes in the toilet.
Yeah, and I'm glad that they throw him the middle finger.
Yeah,
fuck him.
Throw him the deuce.
Kevin Hart, you don't fucking need him. Stern made a good point.
He does.
What do you need? You just showed them that you make millions of dollars at the box office. Who the fuck are they to tell you that your shit's good?
100%. Dude, he made like $60 million last year.
I know. Just because you can't hit, fuck you.
Who was number 1? I forget. Somebody knew was number 1.
It was him and Jerry Seinfeld. Because Seinfeld's syndicated out the wazoo.
Hart was number 1 last year? Because Rock was number 1 year before that.
Comedic actor.
Oh, comedic. There was somebody new that just took over the number 1 this year.
I wouldn't doubt it if it was The Rock.
No.
So you're talking about number 1 paid entertainers?
Yeah.
But not like
Maybe
not
I'm
like
wrong.
Jay-Z and
Yeah.
They're entrepreneurs. They're not in movies and stuff like that.
Man, yeah, talking about that shit.
Those motherfuckers get paid.
They do, man. I don't even know how.
Their funds are diversified. He's investing like vodka, clubs.
Ciroc. That's
well, it's just like George Clooney. Actually, George Clooney made the most money He made more money than The Rock last year, but because he sold some liquor,
a tequila company,
and he made
$1 billion or something.
He made hundreds of millions of dollars. Yeah.
Wear a bat suit with tits. Fuck it.
Oh, we got to bring up the Jeff Bezos thing, man.
What part?
He's getting divorced, man.
Oh yeah.
$70 billion down the drain.
Yeah,
because he doesn't have a prenup.
Jesus. Yeah. Well, I mean, that's all fine and dandy, but like, how did the fucking text messages get out there? That's kind of fucking weird.
I didn't know how it went down.
Neither did I.
I mean, listen, the whole thing. Okay, you know what I mean. He cheated on his wife. That's fucked up or whatever. I like how like, you know, other people were making fun of him. It's like, dude, you cheated on your wife too.
Yeah, yeah, like the glass houses.
Yeah, let's not call. You know.
Hello, cattle, you're black.
Yeah.
All I gotta do, all I gotta say is that pussy better be good for $70 billion.
Yeah, that's all I got.
I heard his current wife was way hotter than the new.
Really, the reporter? I didn't see his current wife,
but she's hot.
But I guess when you have that kind of money, it's just like I don't know. Maybe you're. The sense of reality changes.
Oh, is that like the rumors when the rock stars when they're like, they say, oh, I've had so much of the usual, now I got to get something unusual
because you can. It's because we can't just walk up to any girl and say, I want that girl.
Yeah.
You know, he's $140 billion man. I mean, if he wanted a girl, he could just get him. I mean, pay for him. Shit.
Yeah, some of them rock stars got sick of pussy and they started fucking dudes.
Yeah,
that's a fact.
Yeah, no, you're right.
I'm not even bullshitting.
Yeah. I was listening to Joe Rogan today, and he was talking with Greg Fitzsimmons, this other comedian. He was talking about how everybody was into Judas Priest, and I forget the lead singer's name, but the guy was basically dressed like.
Yeah, he had his bitch on the back of his motorcycle all the time.
But he had like assless chaps, and he dressed like a gay dom. You know, and but he wasn't out, so all his fans were like rockers, you know.
Try to hide that as much as you can,
but I don't think he really hit it though that much. He
never came out publicly like an Ellen or something like that.
Yeah.
You know?
Well, it's like a Kevin Spacey kind of. Never actually came out publicly, but now we know what's going on with him.
Yeah,
but he never came out publicly, is what I'm saying.
Yeah, but the best was the joke that Joe Rogan made. Because could you imagine he's in a stage, like Judas Priest and lead singers out there, there's 100,000 like rocking dudes, and he's like, oh, by the way, I'm a puff like that. And all the dudes probably have like the same gear on and everything like that.
Guess
like,
what? You're all puffs too.
Wait, and yeah, exactly. It was a really
like
great
Police
gag.
Academy when they were strolled into
the Blue Oyster.
Blue Oyster. I can't even do the music. I think about it all the time.
So the upside, Kevin Hart's movie with Bryan Cranston hit number one at 19 million. Aquaman dethroned in the number one spot in its fourth week, did 17 million.
Still good though.
Yeah, but broke $1 billion.
Was that the first DC movie to break $1 billion?
That's a good question. I don't think
Wonder Woman did.
That's a good question, man. I think
maybe it did. I don't know.
What was better, Wonder Woman or Aquaman? Because
I like Wonder Woman. The storyline's better.
I believe it.
I mean, but the visuals, I gotta say, in Aquaman are fucking awesome.
So the top 100 according to Box Office Mojo, box office movies. Well, they just give the domestics, but Black Panther is it's Marvel. Dark Knight Rises.
Oh yeah, I forgot about that.
Yeah. Lifetime gross in theaters. Again, domestic.
That's okay.
Actually, Aquaman's in the DC properties, actually all these superhero movies, out of the superhero movies, Aquaman's 25th.
Wow.
What's number one?
Chain. Black Panther.
That's over Avengers?
Over Avengers. Domestic.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't have the numbers on.
See, I can see global. That. I mean, don't get me wrong. I love Black Panther, but it's not
that movie
for me.
Crushed, man.
But it was good, but it's not. It doesn't have a great rewatch factor for me.
Yeah.
I can watch Infinity War. I was just watching Avengers last night, the first one, and I was like, man, this shit's still good, dude.
Yeah,
I love it.
It is good. Well, and then they just had the Critics' Choice Awards. I know, Jamie, you signed right up for that shit.
So Rotten Tomatoes all over.
But it's just the critics.
That's what I mean.
It's not even like People's Choice Awards, right?
It's like, who gives a fuck?
Fucking assholes. How much they being paid off for?
Yeah.
But Black Panther got best costume, best visual effects, and best production design. And I thought Infinity War was way better in those categories.
They just had to give Black Panther a nod in something because everybody...
Like the PC thing?
Yeah.
Yeah. I hate when that shit happens. But, I mean, great movie, but I just thought that out of those categories, Infinity War, I mean, just the way you were looking at Thanos alone and you're like, God, I'm feeling for this dude. Like, he's a fully CG character, and I'm like, holy shit, he's emoting things where I'm like... It's getting me in the field.
And I love it's like part of the climax.
Yeah.
Of like, it's the thing that ties everything together.
Totally.
That's what I mean.
But maybe that's what worked against it. Because if you look at Black Panther, it could be a separate entity. It could be by itself. I mean, you watch the movie, it doesn't really talk about too many other superheroes. It's just an issue going on in Wakanda. You know what I mean? And that's how it went down. So critics are naturally going to like that more because it's not like you said, a buildup of 10 years.
Yeah. I'll give it to him for best costume design, but best visual effects?
No, absolutely not.
Yeah. Just the scene when Killmonger and Black Panther are falling down into the mine, mm-hmm. like that whole scene, even on the big screen, looked kind of janky.
Hey, sorry, I would say Aquaman has a better visual effects than Black Panther. To be totally honest, I loved it.
Yeah,
I thought the visual. I thought that's what carried the movie.
Yeah,
and Jason Momoa's badass attitude.
Yeah, definitely that pirate version of Aquaman. So moving on, A Dog's Way Home. That got number 3 at the box office.
I saw a trailer for that.
It seems like the whole movie has been said in that trailer.
It is.
The dog gets lost. The dog journeys home. There's a couple comedic beats, and they actually show him being found.
Yes.
Oh my God! I can't believe you're home.
It's a kid thing.
Yeah. Oh God. And then this is something I'm tickled about. Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse is still in the top 5 at the number 4 spot.
That won the best animated film.
In the Golden Globes and in the Critics' Choice.
Yeah, they loved it.
Yeah, it's a great movie, dude.
I can't wait to. I'm not going to be able to get to the movies.
That's right. You got to pick and choose.
I mean, I got Captain Marvel. I already told Shad. I said I'm seeing those 2 movies coming up. And she's like, what? You have to go open tonight. I said, yeah, I'm going open tonight. So it's fucking happening, dude.
That's all I'm asking for. I'm not asking for much.
I go without sleep. I'll pull a Jamie.
That's right.
Yeah,
we'll go at 12 o'clock at night.
Damn right. Well, I'll come home and do a feeding.
Is that what time they eat? Around 3 in the morning?
It varies.
Yeah.
I don't want to get into it.
No, that's fine.
That discussion could take all day.
And then to finish up the top 5 of the weekend box office, this is for the weekend of January 11th through the 13th, was Escape Room, that horror flick that's out.
I heard good things, good and bad.
It did $8 million. I mean, it's a $9 million budget, did $32 million.
I don't give a fuck about it, really. I'm being honest.
Me too.
I give
those kind of movies I don't fucking care.
It's going to be one of those things where there is absolutely zero when you're flicking through the channels, and then you like catch it like 10 minutes in. And
I just can't even do it, dude. I just don't even pick on those movies.
Yeah.
I that's why I always go back to like something else, like if Avengers is on, I'll fucking rather watch that than pick up a horror flick. I don't get into them.
How many times have you seen the Avengers now? Half a dozen?
I don't even know.
Yeah, I've probably seen it about 4 or 5 times.
Yeah, I mean, I'll rather watch something I've seen a bunch of times than pick up a horror flick.
Yeah, that was like Guardians of the Galaxy, the first one.
Yeah, you loved it.
I've watched that movie at least a dozen times, if not more.
The opening scene is just phenomenal when he just starts running around.
Yeah. Speaking of which, gossipy.
He got engaged.
Yes.
He did. To his Kennedy wife. Now's wife.
Mr. Chris Pratt just got engaged to... we don't really do this type of shit in our conversations, but it was Arnie's daughter. Arnold Schwarzenegger's daughter.
Yeah, she's a Kennedy. That's all I know.
Yeah, because Maria Shriver.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I think that's crazy, man. Hollywood's fucked up. If I was in Hollywood, man, I would never get married.
No.
What? He's with his first wife for 10 years.
Anna Faris.
Yeah,
that's it.
Blows up with Guardians, right? And then does Jurassic World and everything like that. Gets divorced.
Ditches her.
Just inked the divorce papers in October. and then met this and started making it known that he was dating the Schwarzenegger girl in June, and now in January, 7 months later, he's
How long do you think it's going to last?
Oh, dude, I give it to the end of the year.
Fuck that. I wouldn't even. Yeah, I'm with you.
And the thing is like
not a smart business move.
No, he's a Christian holy roller too, man.
Is he really?
Oh yeah, I doubt.
I didn't know he was that big a deal.
Oh yeah, I doubt he's going to drop a prenup. Hopefully, his business managers are going to be like, dude, let's not be silly.
Yeah.
But she is a Kennedy, and she probably has backing, like saying we're not doing anything. Like
no, she probably has money too. Though
she does. I mean, her dad's Arnold Schwarzenegger, and her mom is a Kennedy, so there's money.
Yeah,
there's money all around.
There's old money, which is a lot of money.
Yeah. Well, and the thing is,
bootlegging money, man, my friend.
That's right, Joe Kennedy, man.
Joe Kennedy's where he made all his money.
Yeah, he was a nasty bitch.
I heard.
Yeah. Well, we saw that Chappaquiddick thing, and just the depiction of how he was treating Teddy. Did you see Chappaquiddick?
No, I didn't.
Oh, you saw Chappaquiddick.
Yeah.
What's that about?
It's when Teddy Kennedy drives that poor girl off the bridge.
Would he treat Teddy
like you'll never be a real man.
He was like
not like your brother.
He was like the family dunce.
Yeah, he was. He was a dodo bird.
Yeah.
He's like he did everything he could to fuck up.
The family fuck boy.
Sounds like it.
Dude, check it out. It's really haunting the way that shit went down and how it really shows money and power. You can literally get away with murder. He didn't cold-blooded murder her,
but he left her to die.
Yeah, and she didn't drown.
Yeah,
she died of exposure or something like that.
Yeah, I heard about that.
Oh no, she died of.
And he got away with it. He got away with it because he was a Kennedy. There was some, I don't know.
Yeah,
I don't think that would fly today. I think because there was so much, not as much media back then. There's so much social media now. You couldn't even. Maybe, I don't know. Trump's getting away with murder.
Trump said he could get away with murder.
No, but
literally.
Yeah, but
in New York, I remember he said
that. In today's world, Nick's right, dude. Like, people are definitely held more accountable today than
now.
Now.
Yeah.
I'm talking right now.
Yeah, right now. You look at Cosby and...
even 10 years ago to compare to today, it's completely different for accountability.
True. And I don't want to get into this, but Trump will get his due.
It's the news is tightening, man.
But let's. I don't want to get into that.
Not a political show.
Let's make it political. Let's go there, John.
Okay, so in the news, we talked about the Critics' Choice Awards. I know we're not big fans of the award ceremonies and award shows, and even less of things that are predominantly from the critics.
Yeah, the so-called experts.
You know what we should do one episode? We should do one episode where the critics got the fucking movies wrong. And just like down
So dude,
do you got 2 episodes at least?
Yeah. So we
could do a year on that shit, right? But like they're like the top 5 movies that they totally fucked up on that are actually really good.
Yeah, but did they actually fuck up, or is it that they got their palms greased?
I don't give a shit. I want to rag on.
That's what I mean. Yeah, I'm with you. Hey, I'm down.
Fuck, man. I think it's a good topic. We're not doing it today, but we should do it sometime.
I'll hop in.
Well, we could definitely do that for a show. We said in the very beginning, one of the earliest episodes, how we weren't a big fan. That's what the Stanleys were from. We said
it all stemmed from the movie that shall not be named.
Yes, but when we did the Stanleys, we were like, the premise was that the Oscars and the Critics' Choice and all that shit usually isn't representative of the movies we dig.
And it's not representative of the box office either. Never.
Exactly.
Yeah, speaking of very rare. I just watched Solo again. That movie got the shaft.
It got the shaft. You all know why it got the shaft.
I know, but like after watching it again, I was like, that got fucked over.
Did you smell it?
I was like, man, that is a good movie, and it got fucked.
What did you smell?
I smelled
the fart.
Yeah,
I just listened to that episode because it's doing really well as far as downloads.
Oh, which Solo is?
It's one of our number 1 most downloaded episodes.
Really?
Yeah, and it's like I was like, man, what's the secret sauce in this? And in the beginning, how we do cut up the intro, it's like Jamie goes, that movie let out a fart, and it still stinks.
It did, man. Fuck that movie.
So it still stinks, huh?
Fuck the franchise, man, so far.
It did. And I was like, man, this is a good movie. I really liked it. I was excited when I was watching it still. And that's the second time I watched it. And I was like, and I flip because it rings up. Like if you're going through Netflix, it'll ring up the one that shall not be named.
Yeah, just started out this week.
And I rolled by it and I was like, I threw up my mouth. I was like, fuck, I am not watching that again. Are you kidding me?
You bought that shit. I never will.
I didn't buy that.
I thought you bought that one.
Not the one that shall not be named.
Oh, never.
Fuck that.
I'll never put money towards that shit, dude.
No, fuck that.
I bought 2 tickets, and that was all they'll ever get from me ever again.
Yep, I hear you, man. So I did mention in last week's podcast, because I did do a quick review of the Golden Globes. I didn't know the Critics' Choice were right after it. And in last week's podcast, I was basically saying, I think the new way to watch any of these award shows is to catch maybe the first 2 to 10 minutes of it, realize that it's probably going to suck, and then just catch everything in a highlight reel on the next day on social media.
The highlight reel.
Well, let's be honest, too.
I don't care.
How many of those?
There's a funny thing it's in the highlight reel.
Exactly.
Let's be honest, too. Like, how many of those movies do you give a fuck about that they're giving awards for?
I'm glad you said that.
It's all like Hollywood pats on the back.
Yeah,
I don't give a fuck about half.
100% there. That's like stroke our own fucking dicks because look how great we are.
Because if you were going to give legitimate awards, and this is why I think the critic shit is bullshit. If you were going to give a legitimate award, you give the most awards to the one that made the most fucking money.
Well, that's the People's Choice.
That's what I'm saying.
I do like the People's Choice.
Yeah,
but that's the bell that rings.
You
know why? Because it's the one that fucking pays.
Yeah. But it's not artistic enough. Sorry, Nick.
It's fucking garbage.
Yeah. I always go back to Gravity. I never watched it, never will. I don't give a fuck about Sandra Bullock floating around in the fucking.
It was actually pretty good.
It was good. The ending sucked, though. Be honest. That fucking ending kind of like. The Blind School was cool, but then you're like, damn it, like this is it.
Yeah, no, you're right.
Like you just jacked me off.
Maybe I just don't like her.
And then you name the kids cool. Yeah. Like what happened afterwards? Like this is the way you're gonna live. You're gonna try to like deal with what's going on outside. Like give me something.
Yeah, no, the ending was shit, but the
rest of the movie was good.
The tension, man, was fucking real.
The tension was good, the movie was good, and then the ending happened, and then I was like, you just jerked me off.
Well, it reminded me, and I know I'm not alone in this, and I probably did hear it off of something, but it reminded me of Castaway.
Oh, yeah.
I heard that too, and I loved Castaway, and I don't need to see that in space. I just don't care.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm a space guy. I'm digging on it. I don't dig her. She just irritates me.
I like Sandra Bullock.
I used to. I don't anymore.
Did you see Birdcage?
Yeah.
It's pretty good. That's got Sandra Bullock in it. She looks good for her age, man.
Something about her just, I don't really got her. Yeah, she just irritates me. I liked her in Speed. That was about it.
I liked her.
Yeah, she was good in Speed.
Well, it was more of a Keanu Reeves movie, but yeah, sure.
Totally. All right, so it's the Critics' Choice. Guess what got Best Picture? So you got Black Panther, you got Black Klansman.
No.
The Favorite, First Man.
What's The Favorite?
I don't know. This is our point. I'm qualifying our point. Green Book, If Beale Street Could Talk.
Yeah, and 2 movies I give a shit about, like Black Klansman and Black Panther so far.
Mary Poppins Returns.
Okay.
Roma, A Star Is Born.
Okay.
That should win.
And Vice. Any takers?
Vice. I want to see it. Just looks awesome.
Roma.
What the fuck is
the
Roma?
Fucking subtitled foreign film.
Oh, God, that's the one they gave 100% on fucking Rotten Tomatoes or some shit. They were all talking about how it's not going to be in the main for Academy Awards. It's not going to be it's going to be in foreign film. Fuck that shit.
Best director was,
that's
of course,
some
Alfonso
fucking
Cuarón.
Hollywood rube.
Yeah.
I'm so sick of that shit, dude.
So this is just qualifying our point, right?
Yeah, but here's the point, though, and here's my point. It's like, if I was the guy who made, like, the Avengers or some shit, it's like, I'm the true winner here.
Yeah.
How much money did I just fucking make?
Yeah.
I made boatloads of cash, and this dipshit made what?
Made this glorified student film.
Yeah, like cool, like in the artsy world, you're the fucking man, dude.
You know what this is missing? It's missing black and white.
This is a perfect example. Who's the guy that did The Pianist? He won an Oscar for
I know
it.
you're talking
You're
about.
the Radiohead of movies.
No. This is a perfect example. This guy won an Oscar for The Pianist, right? And
that was a good movie.
It was a good movie, But Tom Cruise will never fucking win an Oscar. But he's like, dude, look at my bank account.
Yeah. He's
Look
got his
at
own
my
production
bank
company.
account. Look what I got. I'm worth a couple $1 billion.
Yeah.
You're barely scraping by like $4 or $5 million a film.
But that's like, why can't they make artsy movies like that where I could actually sit through and watch these other ones that they come out with? I don't give a fuck about. Like, The Pianist was good.
Yeah.
And that was an artsy film.
But it was
The Showman was okay.
But it's
that's
a period
like an artsy
piece.
film.
Mm-hmm. Always a period piece. If it's done right, will always trump anything else.
But the other shit is just
That's a good point.
Fuck. It's
Schindler's List. I mean,
period piece.
You could say that Spielberg was had its own artistic license, black and white, red balloon at the end.
Dude, I saw a thing on that
red jacket.
about what he did and how he filmed it, everything like that. It was amazing. Like, I didn't see the movie, but there was a part where some girl in a little red dress or something like
that's what it was at the end.
It was horrifying what was going on. I was just like, what? And this was based off of
Oscar Schindler,
actual events. I mean, I don't want to get into the history piece, but that's just terrible.
Yeah, but that's artistic license, and it's like, you could say that it's a more heady film, but it's compelling.
He's always wanted to do it.
Yeah,
it was like his
mother's.
Well, it's one of the films that there's these guys come up as directors. There's always that one film movie you want to direct.
Yeah, it was like
it's sitting out there. That was his movie.
Yeah, I think his mother or something like that gave him like the motivation for that.
Yeah, it gave him the book
like
or something. Because he's Jewish, right?
He's Jewish, but he was never proud of his Judaism. He was always kind of ashamed of it and kind of hid it.
Until later in life.
And then like his mother or something like got him stoked to do stuff.
He didn't get
like his mother or father.
It was his father. He didn't get along with his father for the longest time. They didn't talk for like 17 years or something.
No shit.
It was crazy. And then he did this movie, and
yeah. The documentary that I think HBO did just simply called Spielberg. It's really good, and they do a lot of interviews with him, and he talks about how he was kind of like ashamed of being Jewish and everything, and sort of hid that away, and how he's done certain things to sort of come to grips with it and be proud of it. But
that's the point, though. I mean, Schindler's List, awesome movie, but it wasn't going to make a ton of money at the box office.
It wound up making a lot of money
after the fact.
It wasn't a Infinity War blockbuster.
No.
Yeah, but my point though is like it made money and it was like in my eyes like good, like watchable to like general public. It wasn't like, hey, I'm just going to stroke my proverbial cock.
I think everything comes around though, because I remember back. Look at White Christmas. Back in the day, musicals and all that shit were their age, and that's what people, watched. And years later, now you're starting to see other movies being nominated slowly. It might take another 10, 20 years, but for these, I guess for all the old farts to fucking die.
Yeah.
But all these other movies to start getting nominated finally. But the point of the show, the point of the whole thing is all these movies really do suck. La La Land. I'm sorry, La La Land. Right. I don't give a fuck what anybody says. I took 5 minutes and I couldn't even get past it. I love both the actors in it, and I just couldn't do it.
Oh, that ending pissed me off.
Exactly. Yeah, thank God I didn't waste 2 hours of my fucking life to get to the ending. That's like the worst part of a movie. For the ending sucks.
That ending, I looked at Brian. I was like, "Fuck you!" Like, are you kidding me? Like,
well, speaking of musicals, and Spielberg, he's actually doing West Side Story.
I heard they're doing a redone of that.
Yeah, he's going to do it.
And speaking of not musicals, but them doing a redo, and we talked about it previously, Dune, they actually started getting the cast together.
Nice. Man, I'm stoked for that.
So am I, man. It's going to be 2 movies.
That's fine with me.
They already have a couple of the actors.
So meaty, man. It has to be 2 movies.
If they do it right. I mean, this is like the novel of the 60s and early 70s that like blew everybody away. They just got to adapt it for present day. You just can't sit there and go by the novel and just adapt it a little bit.
I wonder if they'll do a cameo with Kyle MacLachlan. He's still around.
The guy that was originally Paul Atreides?
Yeah.
I hope not. Let that shit go.
Kill the past.
I love that movie. Don't get me wrong. Those 2 movies, the critics downed them, but I loved them. But let's move on.
Yeah. No,
if you're going to do a reboot, do a fucking reboot.
Yeah. Fresh start's good. I was just bringing that up to prove a point. But if there's a lot of crap out there. Roma, like I said, was not something I was very interested in. I think you're right. They were sniffing their own farts on that one.
Who gives a fuck about it?
But I did like that for best actor in a comedy was Christian Bale in Vice.
He didn't win Best Actor?
He won Best Actor and Best Actor in a comedy.
I really want to see that, man.
Yeah.
I cannot wait till it comes out on DVD. DVD. Sorry, that's you, Jamie.
Marcus saw it.
It's Blu-ray, man.
Blu-ray.
Get it right. Or 4K.
Marcus saw it. What do you think?
He thought, what was the one about the mortgage scandal? The Big Hurt?
I know.
You know which one I'm talking about?
Too Big to Fail.
Which had Too Big to Fail, which actually had I think Christian Bale in that one too.
The same. Christian Bale was in the other one, but it's the same time period.
Okay. Well, he said that same beats, comedic beats, same type of drama, but he liked that one a little better than Vice.
Really?
Yeah.
Vice just seems like so upbeat. Not upbeat, but
it seems ridiculous.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And I love it.
Like this was our vice president.
You know what? You can't wait for like another 10 years. They're going to do a movie on our current president.
Oh yeah.
I like how he's being like a subtle dick to about Cheney. He's like, yeah, they were looking for somebody uncharismatic.
Yeah. And there's a bunch of other things. We don't have to get into it, but as far as like the winners and stuff.
Did you hear what Christian Bale thanked the devil?
Oh, he did?
That was part of that same speech.
Yeah, it's so funny. And they were like giving up arms about that, pretty much saying that Cheney's the devil.
Yeah. He's got such a hard accent, man.
He does, man. And you hear him like, Batman Returns and all that. You're like, begins or whatever. He's just
it's
like,
that kind of thing. Dude, it's like Cockney almost.
Came out of the fucking ghetto in London or something like that, dude.
Like he's an old chimney sweep from Mary Poppins.
Yeah, exactly. He should have done that.
He's a gypsy out of Birmingham.
Yeah.
That's amazing he hasn't won an Oscar yet.
I'm sure.
Because he's done so many good pieces.
Yeah, he's on his way, I'll bet.
I mean, is it just his bad reputation outside the...
Yeah, well, they caught that recording of him berating that stage.
Exactly,
out.
But that's what I mean. Is it like that's the reason? Like,
but he like in his defense, like he made up to that guy and he like apologized.
Did he?
And said he was acting like a dick. He's like, I was acting like a douchebag.
Oh, that's good.
How many of those do you hear? You know what I mean? That like
if you're really difficult to work with, people won't work with you.
He's been in movie. He's been in movies since he was like what? 10 years old. He was in that Rising Sun.
Yes, yeah, where he's running across. Yeah, I know what you're talking about. In other news, Star Trek is getting yet another. Well, it's season 2 of Discovery, but they're one of the cast members who played Captain. What was her name?
Janeway.
No, Philippa Georgiou. It's the new Star Trek Discovery. Oh, yeah. She was a captain there, and then she got killed, and then they went to an alternate universe.
I saw something. I didn't watch that. I didn't read the article.
So they're spinning up a new series with just her as the lead. But here's
the Picard thing coming out. This coming out. They're failing to make a movie.
Why couldn't they bring back Janeway?
What the fuck?
Janeway's doing Orange is the New Black.
Yeah, right.
She's in prison, dude.
Yeah, and
she's fucking awesome captain.
It's
seriously, what would you rank her in captains? I know we did this before. Last. Yeah. I put Worf ahead of her, and he was only captain once.
Put him ahead of Sulu.
What about Bakula?
Bakula.
He's gonna go for her.
Bakula under
I like Janeway, dude.
I like Janeway too, but I just didn't think she
was a good captain.
She's good, not as good as the other ones.
I felt like she had to overdo the rigid male persona in her voice.
She did. She overdid it.
You know what I mean?
I guess I can see
remember
that.
female comedians in the 80s? They always had to come off like they were more like dude comedians.
Yeah, but they were out in the middle of fucking nowhere, and like she had to be stern. Like there was no Starfleet around. You know what I mean?
I get that, but like... you can still have badassery.
Yeah, I gotcha. I get her sternness though, because she wanted a mutiny.
She was an ass kicker, and they wrote her well for sure.
No. The series was good. The Picard thing. Did you talk about it last week or no?
Well, I did talk about it last week, but one other thing about that new Star Trek series that's in development is she plays this old captain for the Discovery piece. But then, and I didn't know much about this, and I did watch Deep Space Nine. She says the spinoff is going to be focused on Starfleet's Section 31 division. It was something call back to Deep Space Nine. My guess is that it's like a secret Black Ops type thing. You guys ever?
Oh no, that was the article about a Black Ops Federation.
Yeah, I think that's what this is going to be about.
You know what? Wasn't that
it was Worf, I think.
No, but remember they did
that was Enterprise. They did it in Enterprise.
Yeah, they did like a spin-off thing where like they did like a future and like it was like some sort of Black Ops.
Yeah.
I don't know. I mean,
you would think they would, even though it's the Federation of Planets, they would have something.
But that seems interesting, right?
It does.
That's pretty cool.
I just don't know if they're putting too much on the plate at once.
Oh, they got to get subscribers, man.
I know they do, but they can't just keep
Join
going.
with Netflix.
They can't keep going to the same well every time.
Join with Netflix.
And they will probably. Netflix will buy them the fuck.
Join with Netflix.
Well, they're actually doing that, and then I think they're doing an animated thing, and then a comedy.
I think, dude, it's got to be Join or Die.
Orville, right? That's already been done.
Yeah, right.
It's got to be Join or Die. I'm telling you.
That's why they're bringing back Picard and they're keeping the timeline of J.J. Abrams, right? If I'm read that article correctly.
Yeah, I called that out in last week's episode.
Did you?
I didn't gave you credit.
You did.
I
wow.
did. I put some shine on you.
They got to Join or Die.
Netflix?
Yes.
I think everybody does. With Disney coming out with Disney Plus, it's going to be tough.
Yeah, go ahead. Sorry, Nick.
No, it's all right.
Universal's coming out with a streaming service too. NBC Universal. And it's going to be, and this is where they think they're funny, it's going to be, if you get it for free, if you get it with your cable service, which everybody gets it with their cable service. Comcast owns NBC Universal, so they're going to be the platform, no doubt.
Yep.
The piping, right?
They're probably going to join with Cody.
Probably. And then if you want it ad free, that's when you pay a fee.
Yeah. But
that's a little clever.
In Universal's defense over CBS's, I would be more confident in Universal's fucking content than I am CBS's.
No, I agree with that.
Yeah, well,
Universal has a lot more.
Oh, fuck yeah. That's what I'm saying. Like CBS, it's like, cool, we'll come out with a couple new shows.
Well, and Universal, here's the thing I didn't know, though, is that NBC Universal they have a 30% stake in Hulu, so that's going to probably be part of the pipeline. And then
I thought Disney owned Hulu.
They own 60%. And then probably Hulu owns 10%.
Whoever Hulu is.
Whoever that is. Mr. Hulu. And they also own the USA Network, Sci-Fi Network, Bravo, Oxygen, E, and Sunday Night Football.
Yeah, I know they have Sunday Night Football.
So, but I'm wondering if you get Sunday Night Football ad-free, how's that work?
Hulu is already talking about absorbing all.
Well, you know what they do now in the football games, right? They do picture-in-picture.
I fucking hate that, man.
But I heard that before. Though Hulu is like talking about absorbing like football programs.
Well, that's the thing coming up.
That would be this.
That's the thing coming up when the contracts are up. Everybody assumes that Fox and all them are just going to take the rights back. But you got streaming services that are going to be in bidding now. It's just not going to be the main networks like they were 10 years ago. Yeah. It's up in a year or two, isn't it?
I'm not
sports,
sure.
But that's what I'm saying. I heard they were talking about this on Sports Talk a couple months ago. And they're all talking about how the ratings aren't what they used to be in football. But they're still good. But that's because of streaming. And then they're like, well, they'll get the NFL will still get the money. And they're like, why? It's because streaming services are going to pump up that price because they're going to try to bid on it now.
I'm saying they're going to have to start trimming the fat in general.
Like,
fat being like all these, like we already said this, the streaming services, but then like shit like that, like football and stuff, like football's got like 8,000 fucking different football channels. They're gonna have to like slim it down and then lump into something else so that way they get the fucking cash.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Because there's gonna be a point where they're losing viewership now, and think about if you spread it thin like that, you're not gonna fucking get what you're looking for.
No,
you're gonna have to fucking consolidate.
Right. You're right. It'll be like there won't be one big king, right? There'll be just
because football. Let's face it, football is not like it used to be. Football. I mean, I'll be honest with you. I grew up loving football. I went to all the fucking games. It's. I still like it. Don't get me wrong, but it's weird now. It's not like it used to be.
Why do you think it's weird?
the rules have changed and it's kind of ruined the fucking game. I'm not gonna lie.
I agree with that. I think they fucking caddy.
Everybody bitches about the fucking kneeling and stuff. I don't give a fuck about that. I give a fuck about the fact that you changed the rules to the point where it's not even like fucking football. It isn't. It's fucking weird.
They want it to be so offensive.
Yeah, now,
they just took all the fun. You can't have a good defense
that,
anymore.
and it feels like I'm watching umpires the entire fucking game.
They're fucking yellow flags.
It's not. Yeah, it's gotten bad.
Do you think it's because they're trying to protect the players?
No,
I think
far before that.
I think it's about 10% to protect the players and about 90% to run up the scores because they know scoring adds viewership, and that's what they're doing.
So they're rigging the game with rules.
Yep.
And then just changing the rules, like, setting the football back on like kickoff, like the kickoffs, and then they were doing it with the fucking extra points and stuff. Just leave it the fucking way it was.
It's how it got you there.
Yeah. Stick with your fucking original formula. Now, and
if players are upset and they sue the NFL, they try to sue them again for concussions, just tell them to sign a waiver when they enter the league. They know what's at stake here. No offense, it's horrible, and I know it is. And now that we know it, guys from the past that didn't know it, yes, pay them out. Give them whatever they want. Now going forward, you want to enter the NFL, sign the waiver.
Yeah, but the NFL should have some type of pension plan, man.
No, they should. Yeah. But
guys
you can't sue them over the fact of concussions or injuries.
I think it's a combination. It's a waiver and then some type of financial stability.
No, if you're in the league for so many years, you get
exactly. Not 2 years and you get turf toe.
No,
and
5.
And a big difference is guys are not playing as long as they used to. Fact. Guys are not playing.
It depends on what position.
I'm saying in
quarterbacks play a lot longer.
Quarterback.
Oh shit!
But name there's like a couple quarterbacks you can think of.
Offensive linemen are playing a little longer.
Drew Brees is turning 40 next month or something.
Brady's 40. It's going to be 42 next year.
Is he really?
Running backs, wide receivers are out in like a couple years.
Because they need speed.
Yeah, but Sproles is what, 35?
Yeah, he's going to be out next year. You think so?
Yeah, it depends.
And this is our sports talk section.
Yeah.
Tune in next week.
Let's get back to our usual conversation.
Let's get back to the basics. I didn't even know this. We might have talked about this. Coming to America 2?
I heard.
With Eddie Murphy.
Yes.
I'm down with that.
Yes, the support is 15
It's 2 wives and 15 kids.
Jesus Christ, man.
How about Arsenio Hall? Does Arsenio Hall please come back?
I hope so.
Fuck yeah, dude.
Whatever happened to that guy?
He's still around.
He got fucked on the whole nighttime game. Like, he dropped out, and then when he came back, he didn't have the... It was good, though. I
loved him.
It was good.
Yeah. He was a breath of fresh air.
He was a good interviewer, too, because he had like a different approach. Like, a lot of people forget that.
Didn't he first interview with Magic Johnson when he had AIDS?
But he was like...
He still has it.
He talked to him like real. He wasn't like and just rattle off like stupid fucking questions. I give 2 shits about it. He's like,
he's not a softballer. Like
no, you like win it.
Well, maybe that was part of his problem, and I agree with you. Just because you're good at not everybody has the cachet like Howard Stern. I mean.
I'm saying Arsenio was good,
but he was good. But if you're gonna be a hard interview person, and if you don't have the cachet like Howard Stern, you're not, and people know you're going to do it, they just might not come on your show.
That's true.
Howard Stern has the cachet, like you're going on Howard Stern's show. You fucking know you're going to get asked tough questions.
Yeah, buckle up.
But you want to go on because it's fucking Howard Stern.
Yeah.
If you're famous and you never go on a Howard Stern show, you're like a fucking ass. You're a douchebag.
Yeah, it's a great interview.
He's a great interview. He knows he has that leverage.
Yeah.
Where Arsenio Hall didn't have that leverage. He was famous for a couple of years, and maybe he just tried to pull too many times, and people were like, fuck, I ain't going on this show.
Dude, do you remember when on In Living Color when they used to do, I think it was Keenan Wayans, it might have been one of the other Wayans brothers. I can't remember who it is. I'm fucking it up. But they used to do Arsenio, and when they did, they over-exaggerated, and they added an extra digit to the end of his fingers because he had real long hands, and he was like, hello, so tell me. And you can see it was rubber, and it would bounce and twitch a little bit, but it's comical. That show was amazing, man.
Living Color was great, dude.
Yeah. Back to the Living coming to. I don't think Arsenio Hall's going to be in it.
They should do.
They should. Yeah, I know, but I don't think
you need Arsenio Hall.
and James Earl Jones as his dad.
Oh yeah. Mufasa.
He's probably fucking ancient at this point.
They could have fun with that premise.
No, he's old, but he's not as old as you think. He's probably like what 70s.
He's got to be in his 70s. One other thing in the news. Sam Elliott got a star on the Walk of Fame.
Did he really? He deserves it, man. That guy's awesome. Man. Like we talked about in the Star is Born. God, that guy shed a tear. You just can't help, man. It's Sam Elliott.
Yeah, he made my lip quick. I ain't gonna lie.
He turns around and pulls out. He's got his eyes all glassed over.
And he was money in the Big Lebowski. He was fucking awesome.
Big Lebowski.
So what else? We Were Soldiers. He was awesome.
Yep. And
Custer was a puss. Tombstone. Tombstone. Oh yeah.
He played Virgil. Was it the one of the Earps?
Verge.
Yeah, but
Virgil
he didn't have like a huge role in that. That was more of Doc Holliday.
He's like the best supporting actor out
ever.
There. Yeah,
he's pretty
like
good.
never really mainstream like headlining star, but just brings so much.
Roadhouse.
Oh, Roadhouse.
Yeah, he has like 5 lines in every fucking movie, but they're just killer lines.
He breaks it home.
Roadhouse is a great movie.
He's a badass too.
He popped the guy's knee out.
He's a Daniel Day-Lewis of supporting actors.
He is.
What's up, mijo? And the voice is iconic. It's up there. It's not James Earl Jones, but goddamn, that voice is just
and he
fantastic.
just has that same facial expression with that stupid like grin on his face
and the mustache.
Did you ever watch The Ranch?
I watched a couple episodes. He's great in The Ranch.
Oh, he's so fucking. That role of dipshit wasn't such a weirdo whack job. That role was made for him, man.
Yeah. I heard it's. I didn't get hooked into it, but the 2 shows that I watched, 2 episodes
he was
I watched
funny,
were good.
man. He was funny in The Ranch.
And then that's it for the news. And the only other thing I really have is trailers. We talked about this before the show, Nick. That Tom Holland was on Twitter teasing the fact that there's going to be a Spider-Man Homecoming trailer.
Supposedly dropped last month, but something with Sony or something like that. They didn't want it Spider-Verse. Into the Spider-Verse.
Don't fuck this up, Sony.
But it's supposed to be dropped tomorrow or sometime this week.
Yeah. I'm looking forward to it. I enjoyed the first one.
You know, you don't even have to show that much of Spider-Man. You can just show hints of him, and because we don't know if he's alive, quote unquote, but we do.
Yeah. Yeah, definitely alive.
How about the Game of Thrones?
Ah, that trailer.
Ooh, that was next on my list. Game of Thrones trailer. They did another teaser.
It's good.
You saw it?
I dug it.
And you saw it.
I loved it,
man.
I really like how they did at the end of it. You see their statues and they're like, what the fuck?
Yeah. And the torch goes out.
Yeah, the torch goes out.
I'm like, don't tell me all the torches are going to go out.
Does that mean all 3 Starks die?
Yeah. The only ones left is the weird one attached to the tree.
Looks badass, though. I just loved how, like, he was walking past his mother that he doesn't know yet, Lyanna Stark. Then you hear his dad, and you hear her mom talking to the 2.
Because I couldn't love a bastard or a son without a mother or something like that.
That's the reason why my family's paying or something like that. Dude, it's just, they didn't give you anything, but they give you everything.
Yes.
It doesn't make any sense.
Just, and you know, they're in the crypt, of course, in Winterfell. And then you see that, you know, they're walking, like you said, Nick, they're walking past all their dead relatives, you know, the mom, the dad, and all that.
I think it's like something that they just put out there too that like probably doesn't mean shit.
No,
to fuck with you.
Just to fuck with it. 'Cause if they really want to tell us that Jon Snow and all 3 of them, each one of them die, people will be in an uproar. What the fuck about this? Why do all the Starks got to die?
Yeah.
And why would they be down the crypt and all that stuff? Like, I mean,
and then something's coming through the crypt. I mean,
yeah, something being, you know,
a White Walker.
Yeah. So if you'll play a little game, if you had to pick, you know, you got Captain Marvel, Infinity War, Endgame, and then Game of Thrones.
What am I more?
You can only pick one.
Game of Thrones.
Yeah, I'm with Nick.
Game of Thrones?
Sad to say, but yeah, Game of Thrones. I'm vested, dude.
Yeah, man. How many years has this been, dude?
To pay off or more.
Don't get me wrong. Marvel does a fantastic job, but I'm talking about probably my favorite show. As long as it ends appropriately, it's going to be my favorite show of all time.
I'm not naysaying, but how pissed would you be if they like Sopranos that show?
Fuck you,
dude,
man.
you're like, dude, like the screen went black, and you're like, you motherfucker.
I heard a brief rumor on the Sopranos. I heard they're going to do a prelude show.
They are with Johnny Barenthal.
Yeah.
The Punisher himself.
Yes. What, does he play Tony Soprano's dad?
I think so. Back in the 70s.
Yeah.
We should talk about that too. On the Punisher, they were bitching about the fucking Nemesis is what the fuck is his name? They were bitching about Jigsaw's costume.
Oh, because he's not all mangled up like Jigsaw.
And they're bitching because he's
maybe he gets that way at the end.
Did you see the trailer?
Which one?
I saw
the latest one.
Yeah,
it dropped like 3 or 4 days ago. It's fucking awesome, man.
Maybe I missed it. Why don't you guys send this shit to me? I send you guys everything.
I just saw it today, man.
Motherfucker.
Sorry, I should have sent it to you.
Every time I get a trailer, I'm boop.
It's coming your way.
When did it come out?
Friday.
Yes, the 18th. Yeah, Friday.
Oh, shit.
Today's the 14th, so it comes out on Friday.
So we're back to the Game of Thrones. You would pick Game of Thrones too? I don't know if you clarified that.
No, I would pick Infinity War.
No, John. Yeah. That's because it goes back to your roots, my friend.
Yeah, man.
But me and Jamie,
it would be a painful choice.
Yeah. Me and Jamie liked intrigue of all what's been going on past 10 years. So.
Yeah. No, I mean, pound for pound, there's more meat on that bone for sure. But this is to me, you almost got the same amount of time, right? Because this is the culmination of 18, 20 some movies. And then you got 8 seasons of Game of Thrones. So it's like, but it's hard.
There's nudity and sex in the other one. So I think it trumps it too.
And dwarves.
And dwarves. Well, there is dwarves.
Oh, that's right.
There's dragons, White Walkers. I mean, dude.
You can't fucking. I don't know, man. I don't know how you beat that, dude.
It's close. But speaking of, we mentioned the Punisher. That trailer was something else. I mean, they're delivering on the same type of visceral, hard.
Sad to see it's going to be the fucking last one.
That's dude. How about so? In the beginning, they start out playing. What was it? Alice in Chains Wood. Yeah. It's like, and at the beginning, it's like, it's like a real slow, they bleed it in. And you see John Barenthal as the Punisher. Of course, he's defending this girl that's in this bar. It's a very typical trope, but he starts beating the shit out of people. One guy mistakenly pulls a knife on him. He does this
mistakenly, dude. Oh well,
that's a bad fucking decision.
He pulls a move where the knife is looks like it's being held standing point up on a table, and he grabs a dude's head, and the last thing you see is like 2 inches before. He just basically drives his head onto the knife instead of stabbing him with the knife.
The pencil move.
Yeah.
I forget what movie that was in. Somebody did the pencil movie.
Yeah, stuck in his ear or something like that. But then it's just, and then you're like, holy shit. And then with every cut, it just cranks it up more and more and more. And then I'm like, there's going to be 10, 13 episodes of this? Yeah. Whew, I don't know if I'm going to have the stamina.
Is there 10, 13?
It's usually 10 or 13, depending on the show. Daredevil's the only one that stayed consistently at 13.
Yeah. And then what was the one before that? Was Iron Fist that did 10.
Yeah. News. I forgot to tell you this. There is some news on that front. I read an article, and I'm not 100% sure this is true, but supposedly Disney canceled anything that wasn't in pre-production that the Fox had laid down for movies coming up.
Oh, no shit.
Yeah. So anything that was like, I forget, there were some movies that were lined up. Damn it. That they were talking
about kill the past.
Yeah. I mean, obviously, Dark Phoenix is already done. Anything that hasn't gone into pre-production but was green-lit is done.
Wow.
They cut it out.
Yeah, there's a bit of a shake-up there. I know we talked about it with how they're kind of shaking up the Star Wars franchise.
But you knew that was going to happen. You knew they weren't going to let anything that wasn't already invested money in, they were just going to kill it no matter how much money it was going to cost them to kill it.
Disney's really embracing the Fox thing, too, putting Thanos on The Simpsons.
That was hysterical, man. Did you see that?
I didn't see that. But I guess they're allowed now, too, because they own it.
Well, they just had the opening scene where, like, somebody goes on the couch, Thanos is sitting on the couch.
Right.
But that was before the merger went through.
No, it just came out. It just came out. They waited to this episode.
Oh, okay. Because
it was on the. It was this week, and the episode was the Trump episode or something like that. But Thanos
which was pretty funny.
It wasn't funny. I didn't see it.
Peter and Trump get into a fight, like the chicken.
Yeah.
When he gets into a fight with chicken, and they beat the shit out of one another. And there's one scene where Peter's punching Trump, and it's obvious, like there's white skin around the edges.
Yeah, I see that. I saw that.
And it's like all the orange complexion makeup that smacked ass wears. And he's punching him. Every time he punches him, he's punching a white spot into his face.
That's pretty funny.
And you see a little puff of like foundation fly off his face. It was done really well. So funny.
It's probably,
but of course, they ended in a draw, and they made a comment about it, like, we're going to leave you hanging. So anyway, I know we got to wrap this up, Nicholas. You got them babies to get back to, and it is getting kind of late. So, anything else?
No, I just started watching Gotham
again.
Oh yeah,
I'm gonna finish it out.
Might as well. It only has half.
And I started watching Flash again. So I'm still watching.
You got to be our man on the street with Gotham and give us the full lowdown.
How that ends up.
Yeah, the first episode, it was a lot of action, but still, I don't like
Gotham is like.
I don't like where they're going with it at all.
Yeah.
But I'm gonna see it through.
Is Krypton coming back?
Oh, that's a good point. I haven't heard anything. Deadliest Class is coming back, or not coming back. It's starting. That's the comic book movie on Sci-Fi.
Oh, I didn't watch that.
Yeah, and Peaky Blinders. I know that's been out for a while. It's good.
Yeah, you were talking about that.
Yeah, 4 seasons of it. They did the episodes short. It was good.
Nice.
Cool.
The episodes were like an hour each, but they're only 8 episodes.
Yeah. See, that's what I like. It's like the Jack Ryan thing. It was 8 episodes.
Yeah, that was
perfect.
great.
Yeah, put a bow on it at the end.
Yes, Jack Ryan, another good example.
Yeah, because that's
the way to
he
do
was
it.
hunting terrorists. I don't need because it's like 24. Love 24.
Dude, I was just thinking about 24 when you said that.
Yeah, Jack
I love
Ryan,
24, but it just got too much. Dude.
Enough backstory.
24 hours. I'm talking.
Yeah.
Stop.
Jack Ryan, they gave you a perfect amount of backstory.
Yes.
Yeah.
We
It's
didn't
good
need
stuff.
to know every nook and cranny of his family's history and past and how this tangled with that. Fuck that, dude.
Perfect.
And on that note, thank you everybody for joining us for this week's episode of the Nick, John, and Jamie Show. Please be sure to subscribe to our show on iTunes and Google Play and Stitcher and Spotify and YouTube. And if you're really digging the show, leave us a 5-star review. And you can also follow us on Twitter at NJJ Show, Instagram at NJJ Show, or if you're on the Facebooks, search the Nick, John, and Jamie Show and subscribe to our page. Thanks again, everybody, and have an outstanding week.